Welcome back. We are getting your legal questions answered, and here with us is Marion from the Minton Marion Law Firm, and we've got some questions about death and divorce. Is that right?
That's right. It seems to be the biggest problems that we deal with quite frequently.
Okay. Well, let's get to our first question. These come to us. This question comes to us from Facebook. If you have a kid that isn't with you and you live in another state, how do you get rights to have him or her for summer holidays if the other parent won't allow it?
Well, anytime you're dealing with child custody, obviously the best thing to do is going to be to go to court. If you live in another state, though, that's where the problems start rising, because courts have continuing jurisdiction over their children. And so what would happen is you'd have to get you an attorney in that jurisdiction where the child is at in order to be able to get into court. I'm assuming there's already some kind of a custody agreement, and you may have to file some contempt action because they don't have the right to refuse you access if the decree or the child custody order says you're supposed to have them for the summer and they refuse them. Go file a contempt action with your lawyer.
All right, our next question comes to us from Facebook. My father died 2 years ago without a will. He had a small loan on his house. Due to the condition of the property, the credit union forgave the loan. There are back taxes owed, and the city is threatening to fine me if I don't get the property up to code. I don't want the house. Can the city hold me liable for my father's debts?
Generally, a creditor can only hold the estate liable for any debts owed by the estate. So if you don't have any control over the property, your name's not on the property, anything like that, then they're not going to be able to hold you responsible for it. Now, if you have the same name, of course, you might have to provide some documentation to the city in an effort to prove that that's not you that own the property. A creditor can force an estate into probate, so that to collect their debt, they can take legal actions to try to collect it. And the taxing entity is most likely going to seize the property for their back taxes anyway.
All right, our last question here. When an opposing attorney is stalling after an agreement was reached between mediator and all parties involved in an estate, can a grievance be filed with the Board of Law? The other party has received their share of the estate, but the attorney for that party is stalling.
Well, when it comes to dealing with an estate, once you've gone to court, there's an executor that's been appointed. And that executor, it has the duty to gather the property and to distribute it. It's not generally going to be the attorney that's distributing the property, it's the executor. So if you don't have an attorney, I would send a letter, maybe by certified mail, to whomever the executor is, asking them to explain what's going on. Best thing to do, though, would probably be contact an attorney. That way they can look into the legal actions. They may have to file a application for petition of accountability and distribution with the court, and there's some specific time constraints involved in doing that, and so an attorney is going to be able to best do that for you to compel them to distribute the estate according to the will or according to the agreement.
All right. Well, some good information today. We appreciate you being here with us, Mike. And of course, you can get your legal questions answered with us every Wednesday. Submit your questions on our website, fox4beaumont.com.